name is Chris and welcome to my YouTube channel where I will be discussing the Bachelorette Men Tell All. Honey, the boys are back in town and we miss them.
Without them, we just have Becca.
And I prefer all those guys. I mean, I prefer like being on a road trip with every single one of them over Becca.
Even the one like we don't even know that had like the high waters, like whoever that person is, road trip, 12 hours. I'd choose him over Becca.
Anyway, okay, so it starts with a
preview of Bachelor in Paradise, and it's just like lots of crying. Here's the thing, I effed myself by not watching Ari's season in that I don't know any of those girls. I don't know, I know Tia because of this. So I don't know any of the girls, but I know all the guys from like Rachel's season and stuff like that. So I'm just like, okay, you know, like, and obviously Becca's season. So that's kind of like what I'm going in for.
And I am going in. Oh yeah.
I'm going in.
Comment below if you want me to like recap Bachelor in Paradise. It's a lot. So with the Men Tell All, I didn't realize this, but Colton and Jordan have like a thing. They do not like each other. They are butting heads. And like the whole episode is like the journey of the relationship, I think. It starts off, Colton is mad at Jordan because Colton feels like Jordan didn't take it seriously. And Jordan's like, you literally came on thinking it was someone else, like Tia. Like, I remember Tia. I wasn't allowed to talk about Tia and I didn't talk about Tia to you, but like we all know Tia happened. So like, step off. And then like people try to comfort Jordan, like that one like Venmo guy tried to like do a bunch of math to be like, you swipe a lot on Tinder. Like he did a bunch of math, honey. Like he went back into college, TI calculator, honey, and he like put it in, and what he put in wasn't just like boobless upside down. You know what I'm saying? Like he put in numbers, did a whole equation.
Couple of them. Found X. Found it. Whatever N was, he discovered it.
Sometimes when Jordan talks, it just kind of feels like if he thinks he's making noise, he's winning. Like he's just like, keep talking until there is a period.
I win.
Because he'll just like say whatever, you know, like to get out of feeling silence and or judgment from either himself or other people. And then there was like this moment where David and like Jordan had like their talk. Martin struck Ellie and like Wilhelmina, Jordan had a moment, and like
David admitted he took it too far, which was like good, you know, because he was like weird and preoccupied, distracted by Jordan in such a way that made it impossible for him to like have any sort of relationship and or for us to focus on anything else about him other than his like pure hatred of this man.
And besides the fact that he broke his nose, but it almost like overshadowed like the breaking of the nose and like falling out of a bunk bed or whatever he did, you know, like
that's what that man did. We forgot about that. We didn't even talk about it, I feel like, at the Men Tell All. Anyway, dude, I was sincerely paused for a second.
Honey, I just like really like those people that were like gone the first day. Like they kept to themselves. Like one's a banker. Like they all wore like socks and high hemmed pants.
What are those called? Clam bakers? No, they're like pedal pushers, clam hoppers, clam bakers. No, they're like
capris. He's wearing capris. Jordan really calls him out. He's like, those pants and those socks together, you can't talk to me. And yeah, you can't talk to him. He's kind of right. He is right. He is right. Jordan's a lot of things, but like he dresses well, you know, like so does Will's. We know this. We'll get to it. Will's looks like my Christmas plaid nutcracker.
Then we see Grocery Joe, and Grocery Joe was a fan favorite, and like he comes on the hot seat, he talks a little bit. They have a little clip show of his like whole time there, which obviously is like
him pulling up, him saying hi, him not getting a rose, him leaving. And like Chris Harrison tries to have an interview with him, and it is like pulling teeth. Like this grocer has just been putting things on shelves for too long and not, I guess, talking to people. And then Chris Harrison was like making fun of him about like literally not talking, and he was like, well, what should I say? And it's like the answers to the questions he's been asking you. He's literally asking you questions, just elaborate on them. But he is so cute. There is something super cute about him, and he's way cuter now than he was even on the show. Is that like how fast Hollywood works? Like Grocer Joe had one episode, but like the fanfare was so much they've already like, oh, it's because he's on Bachelor in Paradise, yeah.
They automatically just like lose what feels like 15 pounds and get spray tans, and their jaws get like tighter, and their like teeth get whiter, and their like chest a little bit more, and they get better hair, you know, and like get better clothes. And I mean, I guess it's a glow up.
I felt bad for Grocer Joe too. I mean, he was just like,
my experience is bad. I left really early. Too early. So early, in fact, made my experience bad. Bad time. Didn't have fun.
So, honey, Will's looks like Christmas in July, honey. He is wearing
a holiday plaid. You know, it is like, oh, color bells, sweet silver bells. You're gonna tell me, like, the Christmas plaid and the red shoes wasn't, like, full Jesus' birth?
That's Jesus' birth, honey. Praise be. So then Colton, honey, takes his turn, and it's like clip show Colton, and then it's Colton's gone through it. Colton breaks down in tears because it's been really hard for him and his virginity, like talking about it, and I honestly felt really, really bad for him.
It's hard for Colton because he gets a lot of people calling him a pussy for not having seen one. The way he said it was so eloquently, and I was just like,
oh yeah, yeah, oh, yeah.
So he hasn't seen one? Okay, but I want more information about who he's waiting for and what. I wonder what he does in any way to satisfy
the female in his life. Like, is there a little son that he does? Besides, like, make, I'm sure, like, a good breakfast burrito.
So then after Colton, like, cries and talks about, like, how hard it was, like, Jordan is just like, yo, bro, I see you. And it's one of the two very woke moments of this episode. Go, Jordan. Go, Wilhelmina. Work, honey. Then Jason comes up and like talks about how hard it was for him or whatever, and like his brother, his gay brother, and then he just like gives this beautiful LGBTQ speech, pro-gay people, pro-trans, just like living your truth, just like love is love, like quoting Oprah, honey. He really
practiced, I think, well, and like his brother wrote him a real good speech, you know, and he said it, you know, word for word. That brother maybe can like hook him up with someone. That brother probably has some good females in his life.
That's what
has to happen.
You know, and then, like, we find out that my friend Wall was right, and Jason is the best kisser. That's what Becca has said. He's very passionate when he kisses. It's that, like, love of blue cheese dressing just coursing through his veins. It's like red hot, blooded blue cheese, man. And then Becca comes out, and then she's just like,
yeah, Jason was the hardest. Goodbye, and he was the best kisser.
And Becca looks a little different. Like, there's something about Becca. I think she got, from filming The Bachelorette, a little cheek filler. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you see like a little difference like in her skin or her face? Like there was just like a little like, I don't know. What do you think? I'm very cognizant of that kind of stuff. Like I can pick up on it like nobody's business. Like for some reason my superpower is I know when you've gotten a haircut or any sort of change in your physical appearance. Like I study it, I guess, because I'm just like, oh yeah, no, that's what happened. You got Botox. I know it. It's my gift. What do I use it for? Who knows? But even like Colton's like, girl, you are glowing. Like, what serum are you using, honey? Okay, so this is a weird part. So then Chris Harrison is like, I love Becca. You love Becca. These guys love Becca. Is there anyone that doesn't love Becca? And I'm like, me. I don't. I hate her. I hate her. And I feel like a woman that's been like deserted on like an island with like no food and no water for like a bunch of weeks. And I'm just like literally trying to get like a plane's attention. Like, me. But I am not the only one. Like Jean Blanc decides to like take this opportunity to like come up. But he basically just gives her another bottle of perfume. The audacity to think like you know what kind of perfume I like. Like smell is very personal. It's very intimate. And like for most like modern women, like we've cultivated our own likes. Like what we like to smell like. And we can't just be like bought some sort of perfume and think it's gonna work. Honey, like, and if you want to know what perfume I like, it's the Tom Ford Neroli. Give me the oil, honey. Or you can get me the perfume. I'll layer it. I like the Uma oils too. Give me either one of those. That's what kind of like perfume or scent you give me. Like what I like. I'll just tell you. You know, like that's what it is. They kind of smell like an adult version, a natural version of Gina Tay. Holla for Gina Tay down in the comments. I don't know what to say. So then Chris R has his time, and Chris R like apologizes by bringing out like a 5-person Baptist gospel choir. And they sing like some sort of I'm sorry song for him. And I think I just had like a stroke. I was just like, bye. Also, side note is that my DVR did not record this episode. So that means I had to watch it off the internet. And I had to wait a whole day for the internet to have it. I feel robbed. I can already tell I'm going to hate the way I look in this video. But I'm just saying I'm doing this for you. I hope you enjoyed this. I got to edit this. It's going to take 9 years. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you like these videos, please like, comment, subscribe to me. I would love if you followed me on social media. I basically have no followers at all. None. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Chris L. Farah. The L is for lips. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your week.